Howdy, Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here. Wait a minute, we're missing someone. Hold on 1 second. Alright, I found him. He was floating in the bathtub upside down. Why do you keep doing these things to me? Dude, why do you keep inviting me to your videos? I don't even like your videos. They suck. You suck. Are you drunk? You spent all last night recapping Shrek. Did the review yet? Hey, we'll get to you. We'll get to you. Don't slow down. So what did we do? Well, we're reviewing Spectacular Spider-Man. How about that? Spider-Man? Yeah. Yo, I don't eat bugs. Shoot. So guys, I wanted to talk about Spectacular Spider-Man. It's an animated Spider-Man show that was made by WB Kids under Sony's roof. So this is not a Disney property. This isn't anything a WB and a Sony property. Not anything to do with Disney. What's so weird is I never really watched this show until I don't know, around maybe 2 years ago actually. 2 years ago. I never really watched this show until like about 2 years ago. Reason being, I never heard of it. The first Spider-Man animated show I watched actually was The Ultimate Spider-Man, which was on Disney XD. Then I watched this show, then I watched Spider-Man 2017. So I've only seen 3 Spider-Man shows, which is weird considering I think of myself as a Spider-Man fan. But if you want to know what my thoughts on the other shows are, Spider-Man 2017, not worth your time. It is honestly some of the hottest garbage I have ever seen in a long time. Maybe I'll do a review on it. Maybe I won't. I doubt I'll do a review on it. But like, boy, that show is hot garbage and it's boring as fudge, guy. Oh, I don't know if I'll have it in me to talk about that show. And then we have Ultimate Spider-Man, which has its moments. It is kind of a good show, not great or anything, just like really good. However, Spectacular Spider-Man, on the other hand, that is a great show, and I'm here to talk to you about why the Spectacular Spider-Man is as good of a show as it is. You ready, Yellow Duck? Okay, so to me, Spectacular Spider-Man is honestly one of my favorite if not my favorite property of Spider-Man. Like, it's my favorite Spider-Man show, and it's my favorite media to do with Spider-Man comics, movies, all that. I love this show as best as any Spider-Man property, probably even more than Spider-Verse to an extent. Another thing about Spectacular Spider-Man is that it's honestly one of my favorite animated shows out there. Like one of my top 5 favorites, up there with things like Ninjago and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Spider-Man does it's Spectacular Spider-Man just has that feeling to it. It feels like it was a show made for people like me who like to see both the normal life and the superhero life of Spidey, if you're really like into that. Unlike his other counterparts, where it either focuses on him being a full superhero like Ultimate or him being at school like Spider-Man 2017. I do like this being alone, like being both worlds, and I like them sharing like that. I really do find some sort of charm with it. So Spectacular Spider-Man, it's really cool. In my opinion, not only one of the best Spider-Man properties, but it's also like it's not only the best Spider-Man property, but it's also one of my favorite animated shows out there. It's really good. Then I guess I could talk about what the themes are. I do like, again, it's a show with choices and consequences. No, Spidey's not on the run, trying to get back to where he was before. But it does, it has 2 seasons. The show has 2 seasons. And they, how do I give you this story? Okay, it's a weird story in all honesty. Like, it just digs into company planning and such. But basically, long and short of the story is, this show was meant to run on for 5 seasons, or at least the creators planned it to go on for 5 seasons. Sadly, it was cut down to 2 seasons because, again, this was a Sony-owned property. But when Disney bought, sort of the rights to Spider-Man, they bought his TV rights and his merchandising rights, meaning they were allowed to make shows of him, not movies of him. So movies like Homecoming and Far From Home were made by Sony, though they take place in the MCU. So for Spectacular Spider-Man, since Disney owned his full TV rights, it means they could make a show about him. Thus, they cancelled this show. And what's so funny about this show is that, like, season 2 kind of ended on a sort of cliffhanger. I don't really know what it was. More like open-ended for season 3. So you could tell there was more adventures to be said. And again, the creators did admit that they wanted to go full on 5, but Disney cancelled the show after its season 2. which is very weird. I'll get on to why I don't think they should have done that, but as of now, let's just review the show as it is. So funny. Bro, bro, don't, why you gotta have such major hangovers? You don't even know how to be drunk. Get. You don't even know how to get drunk. What? Anyway, so, Spectacular Spider-Man, what's it about? It's about this boy named Peter Parker who gets bitten by a spider. He has superhuman spider powers, and he uses it for good because he realizes that with great power comes great responsibility, yada yada yada. You've seen this before. This series, I don't know, it's sort of like a love letter to Spider-Man in a way, taking both stories from the comics and inspiration from the movies, such as the original Spider-Man trilogy, because like this came before the Amazing Spider-Man movies and the new movies, but it does like get some inspiration from those movies and even lays down inspiration for new movies, weirdly. Again, I feel like this is some of the best Spider property. Spider-Man is his best. We have Peter Parker, who's this everyday man. He's a normal teen who goes out into the field and could be killed at any moment. And what's even funny is that in this show, almost, not even almost, no one at all knows his secret identity. Whereas in shows like Spider-Man 2017, Ultimate Spider-Man, everyone knows his identity. Here, no one at all knows this guy's identity. I think they kind of allude to the, not even the Green Goblin himself. I think they kind of allude to the fact that Captain Stacy, the police captain, might know his identity, but other than that, no one at all. Not Harry, not Gwen, not Aunt May. Zip, zap, boobity da. It's amazing, actually. So I feel like the show really strengthens from that, having Spider-Man be almost a completely different character. You can't imagine Peter Parker being the one behind the mask, especially with no one cheering him on. He's on his own. Um, Another thing I love about this show are the fight scenes. The fight scenes are some of the best of this show. I have to say, though the fight scenes are cool, the animation itself isn't great. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna pause this right here. Look at Harry's arms. What the hell is that? It looks like they're sort of mechanical. His elbows just don't look right. And so yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The animation for this show, no, it's best. The character designs also not its best. But they do make up for it. It's as if they spent the budget for the animation they were gonna have on this show for the fight scenes. What happens is, while the animation doesn't look as good as it should for the actual show, it really pops in the action scenes. The action scenes are so creative and so fun. Some of them are even so tense you kind of lose your breath while you're in them. Like there's this one fight scene like in the series finale where Spidey's falling off a building and the Green Goblin is fighting him as he's doing that. You're just like, oh my gosh, wow, what the hell is this? I like how they saved all of the budget, most of the budget for the animation. I like how they saved most of the budget for the animation and put it into the fight scenes. The fight scenes are well choreographed, they are very creative, and they are very fun. Another reason why I feel like the fight scenes are fun in themselves is Peter Parker himself, Spider-Man, is because during these fight scenes, he's actually pretty resourceful. During the fight scenes, Spider-Man, every fight scene we see, it's as if Spider-Man is like out of his comfort zone. It's like he's not used to this fighting style, or he has to apply something new he learned, whether it be in school or at home. I mean, not at home, but like from his experiences in the past and things like that. And so I feel like the show really does benefit from that, because now we get to see Spidey fight with, he has to fight, he only has his wits and his resources around him. We get to see him use the environment around him. Spider-Man only has his wits. He has no super friends to help him in the background. And so we get to see him not really luck his way out, but actually fight his way out using tactical methods, such as, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain, but like sort of like dumping Sandman in a construction place. He's a very resourceful guy. He uses the environment around him to aid him in his fight. He uses the resources available to help him in any way he can. I really do admire this show for that. Peter is resourceful, and they make it a point to show that in all the fight scenes. And I feel that's what really makes the fight scenes strengthen. It's just not their creativity, but also the fact that we also get to see Spider-Man's character shine through them, as he only has himself and whatever he can use around him as a defense. It really works. Again, no superheroes in this show. It's just Spider-Man, meaning we get to see his character strengthened. The character drama, so forget. Not gonna lie, it's all good stuff. Step away, please. Please, okay, buddy. But it's not wrong. The character drama is also good. I love the character drama. Again, it's like I feel like the characters actually go through things, but I also love the characters themselves. The characters themselves really work well. They bounce off each other nicely. It's almost perfect, like almost better than even Avatar: The Last Airbender, where like we get to see the characters talk, bounce off each other. These guys actually act like normal teens. Seriously, it's as if someone went to college just to study them. These guys actually act like normal teens, and it's crazy how it's so effective. They bounce off each other so well. They even act very naturally. It's scary how they nailed it down. And even the build up towards the end, or the build up to some crazy episodes, those build ups do pay off, and they are very entertaining when they do. Now, again, I said the show ran for 2 seasons, 1 and 2. I would say 1 is the stronger season, mostly because it's got the better villains, and we get to see Spidey's, jerky side, but like he overcomes it really quickly. Like it's a 1 episode thing, which I love. I'm so glad they did not drag this out. Season 2 was a bit weaker, especially okay, not like overall it was a bit weak. I was gonna say like in the first half, like looking at the second half, we deal with crime syndicates and stuff, and I'm like, is this really Spider-Man I'm watching? For the first season, we get like the 2 best villains. Obviously, those be we get all the villains: Doc, Green Goblin, Venom, the Sinister Six. Everyone's there. In season 2, things don't really start to kick off until the Green Goblin comes back. So if you're watching season 2, it will be a while before you feel things start to pick up. Whereas season 1, things are ever going, and then even the season finales with Venom. Whereas 2 is with the Green Goblin. Also, that's enjoyable. My favorite episode of the series actually comes from season 2, Identity Crisis, where Venom kind of reveals Spider-Man's identity, but Spider-Man has to lie in order to get out of his position, and I just love it. It kind of puts that picture in your mind of what would happen if his identity got revealed to the world. It's actually insane. I honestly love it. This show is great. The animation could be handled better. The pacing is amazing. The dialogue is outstanding. Honestly, it doesn't feel too cringy, especially considering that this is a teen show, a teen drama show. The character drama and the characters are handled wonderfully. The story is amazing. This is pure Spider-Man story at its finest. We get to see Peter be the everyday man, Aunt May being awesome, Gwen also be the bit dorky, but also like also knows when to stand up for herself. Mary Jane being the sassy one, and even Flash starts to grow like a conscience later on. He's honestly become by the end of the series, he's actually become one of my favorite characters. You actually see his humanity. That's really cool. I love that. Overall, this season is good. The story is great and amazing and flows really well thanks to the excellent pacing. The villains are just great together. They bounce off each other so well, and they're actually really good, and their motives and ambitions do make sense, especially even for a kids show where they can understand it pretty easily. The characters are all great and amazing. You can remember every single one of their names, and you even know what all their motivations and their ambitions and arcs are about. It's really wonderful. What else can I say about this show? Doesn't say, yeah, the character's great, the character drama, the animation is a bit off, but you do know they saved the budget for the fight scenes, so it's really worth it in the end. All in all, Spectacular Spider-Man is a great show. It just is lacking in a few key areas, and again, I said I'll get back to this. So I honestly wish Disney would have let this show continue on for a 3rd season. At the very least, wrap it up. Not a full 5, just like a 3rd. Because the way it ended, I feel like it honestly should have been going for a 3rd. A lot of people are signing this petition that Disney should allow the show to go on for a 3rd season. But considering that 2 Spider-Man shows have already passed, and in the past, a lot of Spider-Man shows have been cancelled without some real closure, this is just another one of them. This is just another Spider-Man show that has been cancelled without closure for no apparent reason to the audience. So again, a lot of Spider-Man shows have been cancelled, and already 2 Spider-Man shows after this one have already surpassed it, those being Ultimate and Spider-Man 2017. So it would be weird to give this show a 3rd season, considering we already have 2 more that came after it. It just wouldn't make sense, and at the same time, it's already too little too late. So we have what we have, but I kind of wish the creators would like give us a comic or something to like let us know what happens in season 3, like a special edition or something. I would like that. I like that. Anyway, guys, that's been Spectacular Spider-Man. It's a really good show. Overall, I would say 8, maybe 9 over 10, around there. It's honestly really good, really up there. Yeah, I guess I could give it a 9 out of 10. It's honestly a really good show. Really only lacking in the animation department, and season 1 took some time to kick things off, while season 2 was a bit weaker in general. I kind of wish they tried to keep it upward, but you could tell that things were coming to an end, so of course they would want to slow down a bit, but kind of pick it up a bit. Anyways, that's been my review on Spectacular Spider-Man. Tell me, what's your favorite Spider-Man show? What's your favorite Spider-Man property? Because to me, in all honesty, this is my favorite Spider-Man property. it's better than Spider-Verse to an extent. No, actually, it's better than Spider-Verse. It's actually up there. Like, if you ask me what my top three Spider-Man properties would be, to be the show Spectacular Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, and Far From Home. Those I feel would be my favorite Spider-Man properties. It just works so well, in all honesty. Again, it's a really good show. Go watch it. It really is worth your time and worth like your attention. It honestly deserves more love, and it should get obviously more love. It's again one of the best Spider-Man properties. One of my favorite animated shows of all time. It's really good. I like it, and yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Go watch it. Really, I urge you to go watch it, especially during this crazy time. In fact, I'm doing all these TV show reviews. This is the best time to go watch them. See what you like. Anyway, guys, tell me what your favorite Spider-Man property is. TV show, movie, comic, I don't care. Go tell me what your favorite Spider-Man property is. Come back, let me know. Maybe we can have a discussion. Tell me why you love it so much and what made it about you. Don't forget to comment because I really love your opinions. Like, subscribe, all that, yada yada. Thank you so much. And Yellow Duck, you want to say anything? Brrr. Go take a piss. Hey guys, I've been Captain Phoenix. Be sure to like and subscribe, all that, share with your friends. Thank you so very much for watching. I have been Captain Phoenix, and with that, I will see you in another universe.